Like, I've got a question.
Okay.
Have you ever been thinking?
No, this is not clickbait. Tom Aspinall may legitimately be leaving the UFC soon, and if you don't believe me, just watch it come straight from the horse's mouth. And by horse, I'm not talking about Mackenzie Dern's mouth. I'm talking about the father of Tom Aspinall, the guy who coaches him, the guy who I also think is his manager. Just listen to him say it.
You said that you wanted a boxing champion.
Yeah, for sure.
You're okay with an MMA champion, but you wanted a boxing champion.
Boxing for sure. The money is
More money. Yeah.
more money. Why not?
Would that be an outcome for him? No.
There's 3 more fights on the contract now.
Okay. So,
And I don't want to sign a new contract.
okay.
Personally.
So
There you go. So, I mean, he says it himself. Tom Aspinall has 3 fights left on his contract. And I didn't even know that. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't even know why. This should have been kept. Honestly, as a Tom Aspinall fan, bro, Andy Aspinall, what are you doing? You should have kept that to yourself because it's not really a good look. And I'm going to show you a video later, but Tom is already kind of in hot water with the UFC. You know, Dana White is... I don't know how Dana's feeling about Tom. I'm getting the vibe he's not a big fan of Tom Aspinall. Again, we'll get to that a little bit later. But, yeah, I don't know. This is one you should have kept to yourself. But it seems like Andy Aspinall wants Tom to, head to boxing. And I think it's a real possibility. I really do. I think, again, let's look at DC, kind of explain it. But, like, who's really in front of Tom Aspinall? Who does Tom really got left? Right? Let's watch this.
These matchups in this division, like, what type of run you can go on.
Yeah, I know.
You go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can, like, change your life.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what is Almeida's fighting, sir? Chilton can't fight.
Who do you think's going to win?
If you can't hear what he's saying, he's basically saying the matchups in this division, you can go crazy, and then he basically is crapping on Jilton Almeida.
I don't know.
I think Volkov, probably.
Yeah, but even him, right? You beat him in the first round. It's like, it can
He's saying even Volkov he beat in the first round already.
crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, you're on the verge of some crazy shit.
Jilton can't fight. You're on the verge of some crazy shit.
I'm going to keep doing my
working
thing.
hard, though.
Thanks, bro.
You got to keep working hard.
Thank you. I will do. Will do.
It's like even DC, a guy who is, look, I crap on DC. I crap on his takes. I crap on him as an analyst. I do admire, though, that he is an all-time great. I do admire that he is, he seems like a great guy. He, is funny at times, like on commentary. I'm a fan of DC. I love DC. I think low-key, though, he's a mid-analyst. With that being said, though, if DC is saying this, if DC is basically saying, dude, heavyweight is shit, you could go on a crazy run, that is kind of insane. I mean, look at the rankings, right? Cyril Gane, I think he's going to beat him. Now, at the time of this recording, he hasn't beat Cyril Gane yet, but this could maybe age not that well, let's be honest. But I think he's going to beat him. Volkov already beat first round finish. Pavlovich, first round KO. Blades, he beat first round KO. Almeida, I think he beats first round KO, but Almeida's pretty good. We'll see how he looks against Volkov, but I think he's pretty good. Waldo, come on, let's be honest. I know my boy Derek Perez loves Waldo. Shout out to him, but let's be honest here. Sergey Spivak already beat Derek Lewis. What are we doing here? Ante DeLiha, we'll get to that. But Ante DeLiha, he says he wouldn't even fight him, but he would beat him first round KO. Tybura, he already beat first round KO. Tuivasa, what are we doing here? Shamil Gaziev, I know he's the GOAT, but I don't know, man. I think if Tom throws a burger in the other direction and then just sneak attacks. No, we know how that one's going to go. Mick Parkin, Towson Teixeira. You get the fucking point. Like, it's easy pickings, bro. There's nobody there. There's just nobody there for him. So it's like, I see why DC would say that because it's just the truth. He could go on a crazy run. But at the same time, if you're Tom Aspinall, you're looking at it like, all right, do I, because he's got 3 fights left on his deal. Do I stay in the UFC? Beat, let's say, Cyril Gane, try to push for, okay, let's say, beat Cyril Gane. They'll probably just do the Almeida fight if Almeida beats Volkov. If Volkov beats Almeida, though, I guess you could do that, but it's like, ooh, I wonder how that one's going to go. Like, that's not really enticing to me. And then it's like, all right, Volter Walker, I mean, how fast really is he going to rise to the rankings? You know what I mean? He's only number 15 ranked, and right now he's facing an unranked freaking Louis Sutherland or whoever the fuck. Ante DeLiha, you know what I mean? Ante DeLiha says he doesn't want to fight. And then it's like after that, John Jones, he'll try to push forward, but it's not going to happen. And then Alex Pereira doesn't want to fight him either. Why shouldn't he leave? Fuck it. He should just stick around, KO fucking Cyril Gahn, KO Gelton Almeida. See if they give him like, I don't even know, Shamil Gaziev maybe, and then it's like, I don't know, maybe Ankalaev moves up and gets slept. I don't know. What do you do with him, right? It's not the best. And it's also not the best look when, Tom Aspinall is basically flat out saying publicly that he doesn't want to fight his friend, Ante De. I mean, I'm sure they are actually friends. I don't know why I put that in quotes, but he doesn't want to fight his friend. It's a Merab Aljamain Sterling situation, but kind of in reverse. Let's react to this. And let's react to Dana White basically crapping on this as well.
He's already said that the guy that's currently ranked number 10 is his friend, Ante Delija. And he would vacate the title if Delija got to a point where he was going to fight for the title.
He's one of like my genuine friends. I would never. I'll vacate it and he can have his time.
Fair.
Really?
I wouldn't fight him. No chance. There's some stuff to me that's like more important than like money and titles.
You know what I think about that
Yes.
before you even ask me. I hate that. Many friends, relatives, name it, have all fought each other before. It doesn't determine whether you are friends with somebody or you hate somebody. You're competing against them to see who the best is, but that's his decision. If he defends the title and does whatever he does, to even think about vacating it because you don't want to compete against somebody is absolutely insane. But he's a grown man. That's up to him.
Yeah, I mean, John Jones did that, Dana, and you still call him the GOAT. Anyways, no. Anyways, he literally did that. I mean, John Jones literally vacated because he didn't want to face Tom Aspinall, and you still said, he's the GOAT, and he had a great career, and nothing bad to say about him. No, but I get it. I actually agree with Dana. The problem is Dana doesn't keep the same energy with everybody. But I do agree with Dana White, though. I don't think it's a good look for Tom Aspinall so early in his career to say, hey, I'm not going to face Ante DeLiha because he's my buddy and I train with him, and I'll just vacate. So that's why when I say, Tom Aspinall may be leaving the UFC, it's not that crazy to think about, bro. I know thinking about it's like, oh, no, I can't see that. He's not. It's not that insane, though, man. It's not. For some reason, the heavyweights is just like, Ngannou left. And I don't think Ngannou really, I think it's fair to say Ngannou's not really had much success. He's been missing literally for like a year. But he's not had the most success. He got slept by Anthony Joshua. He lost to Tyson Fury. Yes, very close, very competitive, very impressive. But he still lost. And he also beat like some guy at like PFL via like a first round like finish. He's old now. He's a little bit washed. Whereas I think if Tom Aspinall were to leave, though, he's more in his prime, for sure. He's healthier. He has less injuries. Bro, Francis Ngannou in that Cyril Gahn fight had like 2 fucking knee pads on like it was Jamal Hill. Like he had 2 knee pads on. He had like an MCL injury in the fight, which is why when people say, whoa, Cyril Gahn did really good against Ngannou, but Ngannou was pretty compromised, and you can just tell. His movement was a bit compromised. I know he didn't always have the best movement, but still, he looked a bit compromised. He was wearing 2 fucking knee pads, right? And I think Tom Aspinall, though, if he were to go to boxing, let's say Tom Aspinall, like we're all expecting, is going to go out there, beat Cyril Gahn easy, beat Gelton Almeida easy, and then, look, I don't think Jones and Alex are going to fight him, so let's say he just ends up KOing, like, I don't know, Walter Walker, right? Let's say he beats those 3 guys easy. Now his contract is up, or maybe there's one more. Maybe then he'd have to beat, like, Shamil Gaziev, then his contract is up. But then his contract would be up. And again, presuming that he just beats all those guys as easy as we think he would, he should go to boxing. Because I think he'd have a lot of success. I really do. I think Tom Aspinall, look, I understand, there's a difference between doing boxing since you were a kid like a Tyson Fury and then doing it since whenever. But then again, Tom Aspinall has also been doing boxing since he was a kid. He used to train actually with Tyson Fury. Maybe he wasn't a kid, but he was definitely younger. Him and Rico Verhoeven, that's how they met. So, like, he has been doing boxing. He actually does have a boxing fight under his belt. I think he has one boxing fight where he actually got, like, a first-round KO. I saw it on Twitter recently. So, it's not like he'd go in there. I think he's quicker than a guy like Ngannou. He's better on his feet. He's more explosive. I think he could pick it up easier. He's already trained with the Furies, with Rico Verhoeven, who's one of his main training partners. So honestly, I do think there's a good chance he leaves the UFC. Dana doesn't love him. And I didn't even mention, I know No Bromo MMA, shout out to him. He did a great video on Dana White in this whole TNT Sports interview he did with this guy, this other bald guy. But Dana throughout this whole interview is pretty just terrible when it comes to even talking highly on Tom. Like, it's like, oh yeah, hey Dana, what do you think of this fight, between Tom and Cyril? And Dana's just like, yeah, they both have good striking and and they both can grapple, and yeah, it should be a solid fight. That's like the way he talks about Tom. And I did a video on this. Go check it out. I'm going to plug my own video. I did a video on this myself, like literally 2 months ago. Dana White hates Tom Aspinall, right? That's what it's titled. I'm sure you could find it. But it's true. Like Dana White, I get the vibe, does not like Tom Aspinall. The way he talks about Tom, the way he promotes Tom, no, it's not the way he promotes Tom, it's the lack thereof. The way he doesn't promote Tom. The way that he doesn't really talk highly of Tom. UFC 321, let's be honest, does not have that much interest. I'll be honest. I think it's a tremendous card, but I'm not seeing like crazy buzz. I am seeing people excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh no, but I'm not seeing like insane buzz for it. And I get it. It's Tom Aspinall. I just spit everywhere. I get it's Tom Aspinall, but I do think if the UFC maybe did an ounce of promotion, whether it's a face-off, whether it's a press conference in the UK. They did one in France, though, guys. They did one in France because for some reason Cyril Gane gets the privilege of having a press conference in his hometown, in his home country, I mean. He gets that privilege, but not Tom Aspinall, the newly crowned heavyweight undisputed champion. That's what I'm saying. It's these weird like anti-promotional things they do towards Tom that's just so weird. He still glazes John Jones, even when there's an active heavyweight champion that's alive and well. He's not some weird freaking, I don't even know what John Jones is doing anymore. He's not doing what John Jones is doing. He's actually fighting. He wants to fight. He wants to be active. But instead, you'd rather glaze John Jones to the moon and back and then just do nothing to big up Tom Aspinall's name and brand. It's retarded. It's retarded. So I would not blame Tom Aspinall for leaving. And this was something people were saying like around the whole John Jones saga. What if Tom Aspinall does leave? And a lot of people are like, no, that's crazy. Why would he leave? He should. I think he should, and I think he would. I think he could leave. I think he could have great success. Imagine Tom Aspinall under a guy like Eddie Hearn. Imagine that. Tom Aspinall goes to boxing. If you guys don't know who Eddie Hearn is, in my opinion, he's one of the best promoters I've ever seen. The guy legitimately is passionate about what he speaks about. And he's actually, ironically enough, beefing with Dana White publicly right now. But, dude, imagine Tom Aspinall with Eddie Hearn just, this fucking guy, man. This guy, Tom Aspinall, he's one of the best I've ever seen. The way that he can knock it, like, that's promotion. But Dana White doesn't promote shit. So, my point is, Tom Aspinall leaving the UFC, it's not this insane pipe dream of, well, it will never happen. It could happen. And honestly, it should happen. It should happen if they don't start treating him well. I know I'm like, oh, but you're a UFC guy. Why wouldn't you want him to stay in the UFC? But let's be honest. He beats everyone at heavyweight. And John Jones is not going to fight him, and Alex is not going to fight him. So do I really want to sit here and just watch a title reign of Tom Aspinall where he just basically beats everyone easy like we all know he is? I mean, it's cool. I'm excited for his fight against Cyril Gane. Would I be excited for his fight against Jailton Almeida? Not really. Or Walter Walker? Not really. Or him against, even if he does fight Ante DeLiha, who he doesn't, that's another thing, right? Like if Ante DeLiha does end up going on a good run, beats Waldo Cortez Acosta, maybe beats a Volkov or beats a name like that at heavyweight, a Cyril Gane. If we're to believe Tom Aspinall, he's just going to vacate anyway. So it's like, what do we, you guys understand my point. It's either he sticks around, Ante DeLiha goes on a good run, he vacates for his buddy, or he sticks around anyways, Ante DeLiha maybe loses or something. So now Tom is kind of just, I don't want to say stuck being champion, but he just ends up still being champion. But then what's going to happen is he's just going to beat everybody easy, in my opinion. I could be wrong. It's a fight. It's the UFC. Anything can happen. No one would have predicted he would have exploded his ACL against Curtis Blades. But I don't know, man. Look, it's one of those where I feel like Tom Aspinall could leave the UFC. If he sticks around, I'm not really sure if there's really much. Again, what are they doing with him? No promotion. No, wow, this is the baddest man on the planet. They're still calling John Jones that. The UFC would rather still just... I have to burp. Dana White, even when John Jones was retired for like a month, was calling John Jones the GOAT. Even when he wasn't brought up, he was calling... Even when John Jones wasn't even brought up in conversation, Dana White was glazing him. That's never going to change. And I don't know if it's because of the whole John Jones thing, but I just get the vibe Dana doesn't like Tom. It is what it is. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, or I don't think it's that. I just get the vibe that he doesn't like Tom Aspinall. Judging by the way he speaks on him, judging by the lack of promotion, judging by a lot of his actions, a lot of what he says, a lot of the way he talks about Tom, or the way he doesn't talk about Tom, the fact that he doesn't make Tom seem like this. Any promoter on the planet, you, me, we're not promoters, but I'm saying you, me, or fucking Lucas Tracy, any of us would, if we had Tom Aspinall under our promotion, would speak about him like he's a fucking god amongst men, like he's Superman, like he's Godzilla walking through a town of Japanese people just squashing them, because that's what he is. He's a monster. He is the UFC Superman. But you wouldn't even know he exists because Dana doesn't care to tell you that. The UFC doesn't care to tell you that. They don't care to make him seem like this larger than life guy. But John Jones, that's the larger than life. Fuck him. But it is what it is. I guess John Jones, the guy who's like 39 and is going to retire, or has already retired, but I guess now he's back so he could fight one more time and then he's going to retire again. We got to promote him. We got to make him seem like the baddest man on the planet. We got to do the whole, if any man is locked in a room with John Jones is walking out of that room. Like that's what Dana White has been doing for the last like 2 to 3 years. With Tom Aspinall, though, we can't say anything good about him. God forbid we promote him. God forbid we say, Tom Aspinall, he's the guy that you guys... No. What do you want me to say? I'm speechless, man. Just enjoy this photo. Enjoy this photo of... Enjoy this photo of Tom Aspinall enjoying his own view, I guess. I don't fucking know what Tom is doing. Last time he interviewed... Damn, look at her forehead. Holy... last time he interviewed Nina Drama, look, I got a big forehead too. That's why I wear this hat. You guys know I'm balding, right? No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. What do you think? I'm like a girl? I got to fix my hair before I get on the video. It's a lot easier to just put on a stupid cap. Anyways, Tom Aspinall, last time he interviewed Nina Drama, he had let's just say the finger incident, and now it's this. So Tom Aspinall, stay away from Nina and stay away from the UFC. Look, I don't want Tom Aspinall to leave, but it's a possibility, man, and I wouldn't blame him. I really wouldn't blame Tom Aspinall for saying, you know what, there's not a lot of options here. I can make a lot more money in boxing, like his father said. I can make a lot more money in boxing. There's not a lot of options here. What am I going to face? Shamil Gaziev 3 times and Tai Tuivasa? No, I think he beats everybody pretty comfortably, except maybe a guy like John Jones or Alex Pereira. But both of those guys, and I've done videos on it, have publicly ducked him. Like pretty clearly publicly have ducked Tom Aspinall. So I don't think Tom Aspinall is going to sit around, waste his time, waste his prime, when he could just go off to boxing, KO a couple of, maybe top 20, top 30 ranked heavyweights. I think he could do good I think Tom Aspinall could beat guys like Derek Chisora or I don't know anybody else. I was about to say Derek Chauvin. That's not a boxer. Oh, my God. Anyways, let's get out of here. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, sub. You understand my point throughout this whole video. Tom Aspinall probably is going to leave. He probably should fucking leave. I love the UFC, but it is what it is, man. Like, comment, share, sub. Become a member down below. See you guys. And fuck John Jones. That's the point of this. The whole point of this video is fuck John Jones and free Hasbulla, man. Peace.